Are you a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but you live in the Americas and the thought of flying over to New Zealand to see Hobbiton is just a little bit more than you can bear? Well, I'm going to tell you about two experiences that exist in Cartago, Costa Rica that any Lord of the Rings, Hobbits fan, whether it be books or movies or both, guilty, you are going to enjoy this so much. The first experience I want to tell you about is La Comarca Restaurant, and this is a restaurant that is themed to Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Now, in Spanish, La Comarca is what they call the Shire, so La Comarca would translate to the Shire. So when you come in, they do have like just beautiful plants and things that would make you think of the greenery and the gardening, I guess the garden of the Shire. I wonder if their gardener's name is Sam, but they have some wizard stuff. I loved this Frodo statue so much next to the menu there. Each of the tables is themed, so each of the tables is wood and has carved into it different characters, different scenes from the movie. I love this Arwen table. I thought it was beautiful. And then there was this table that had like Frodo there leaving the Shire. Could be Bilbo, could be either one, but looking out the Hobbit door, getting ready to go there and back again. For drinks, the boys had soda micheladas. I had a té frio. It was delicious. Now, after ordering the drinks, this was a great opportunity to walk around and look at the theming of the restaurant. There was Gollum. One of the things that I really loved is just every little corner there was something to see. Even the wait staff was dressed in character, which I thought was great. It just adds to the whole experience of everything. Then you've got Bill the Pony's area in the back here, which I thought was really cool. Just those little tiny details like that. After the food was ordered and we were waiting on food, they have this area in the back of the restaurant, like the garden area, that you can actually walk through. There was at one point, there was a lady that was there walking her dogs and stuff. So I kind of walked back there at first. I wasn't sure if you could really go back there. But then I saw that there's so many little things for you to discover back here in the garden area. And they have this gravel path. They have a little bridge that is just so cute. It's obviously not necessary, but it's just a really cute thematic element to add here. And I enjoyed this so much. And of course, the no admittance except on party business sign. I was so excited just to see that. I mean, I was totally nerding out about this. And you can go inside Bilbo's home. I was thrilled. I'm very short, so this was actually really easy for me to navigate. If you were a little bit taller, it might be a little bit more difficult for you, but it was just fun to see. There's Bilbo himself. Again, I loved him like I loved the Frodo statue when we came in. It's fun to see how they themed and how they decorated the Hobbit hole with the things that they had there, because I thought that it was really cool just to see the little things and little details that they added. And it was just fun to look at all those different things and kind of see, who knows where they got them from. They're not necessarily all themed to Lord of the Rings itself, like as a literary work or as the movies, but just everything fits in there. So you're just walking around kind of discovering all the different things there are to see. And I thought it was just such a cool touch. And also you can see out the window there, it was just really nice to walk out here and kind of explore everything while waiting for the food to be ready. So I really enjoyed that. And when you walk back out, you can see this is the view of the restaurant from the back. So you saw the view of Bilbo's house from the restaurant. That's the restaurant from the back. Now, for the food, I had limbus bread. This is their limbus bread. It is a bread that is full of cheese. And I also, of course, I had to get the paposada because you have to have taters. If you're at a La Comarca themed restaurant, taters are important. The limbus bread I really enjoyed. So it's when you place an order, the order is for one. That's the price for one piece. That was enough for all three of us to try. The cheese in Costa Rica is really rich. It has like a really full flavor. I really enjoyed the limbus bread. You can see the look on my face there. Like, wow, I love this. It was so good. But it's enough to share. So I would definitely recommend sharing that with more than one person. Now, the papa asada, This sauce that they had on it was amazing. This was actually probably my favorite thing at the whole restaurant. Now, everything that I ate, I really enjoyed, but this is the thing that I'll be dreaming about and the reason that I want to go back there later, because it was so good. I really liked it. Now, these are the arroz de cebolla, which is onion rings, and of course, they're very, you know, Ring of Power themed. You have the rings there, and there's another shot of the potato because I just love it so much. Now it's time to try the onion rings. They came with a dip that was creamy, a little bit spicy, very akin to if you've had onion rings or onion petals in the United States, a dip that you would get with that. I don't know if there was any horseradish in it, but these were super fresh and they were obviously made there, not frozen. Gollum loves his rings, you guys. Now the calzone or calzone was super good. This is made in a brick oven and it just had a very Middle Earth feel to it. That's why I wanted to get it, because I'd seen pictures on Instagram. These were the wings and the honey mustard sauce. He really enjoyed those. There was a lot of meat on them. And then this is the entraña de Mordor that my husband got, and he really liked it too. I'll be honest though, I probably liked mine the best, but I was the most into this theme. I'm the Lord of the Rings nerd here. I read the books when I was like in 9th grade, and when the movies came out, I was just so elated because I thought they were such a good adaptation. But mine was really good. Because I had tried all the starters, I could only eat about half of it, so I actually got to have some calzone for breakfast the next day. But I enjoyed the quality of the meats that they had inside. It was really hot. And then on the way out, I just wanted to show you guys some more of the thematic stuff here. They've got La Comarca barrels there, lots of wine. I really love this. So they have Bilbo in there, you know, from the movie, and then the shot of the of his house there, and everything I thought just really, all the decor and all the tables, everything I thought went so well with the theme. I would say everything's really thoughtfully chosen, but I think anything that worked they used. There was Aragorn guarding the ladies' bathrooms, and this was a big mural there on the wall, and then you've got Galadriel here. This was a really pretty picture of her, and kind of as you're walking out towards the cash register, they have some little things for sale, and there's the view. Now in the bathroom, even the bathroom's themed. This is the ladies' bathroom, so all along the wall they have quotes from the book and quotes from the movie as well. They've got quotes from both in different languages as well, English and Spanish. So I thought that was, there's the baby changing table. I thought that was pretty cool. On the way out, I saw this Frodo doll. All right, we'll come back to that in a minute. But there's Gandalf. Had to pose for a picture with Gandalf. And there's this other room here. So they actually can handle a lot of folks at one time, which I thought was really cool. So if you had, like, don't worry about it being too busy, basically, when you go. There's Frodo again. I just wanted to see him one last time because I thought he was really cool. Now back to the Frodo doll. I collect dolls. So not only am I a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but I'm a doll collector. And so when I saw this doll and the lady told me it was for sale, I was like, say less. And he came home with me. And that just like was the cherry on top of the entire experience for me. Now, if you haven't had enough Hobbit goodness after you finish eating, you can go to a place that's about 45 minutes from the restaurant called La Gruta Bohemia. And just be forewarned that the drive is really treacherous. They actually call it Cerro de la Muerte, which means Mountain of Death. It was kind of like riding through the Misty Mountains there, so just be very cautious if you're driving or hire a driver. But once we got there, it was really beautiful. Now, it was raining this day, so we were the only people there. We had the whole place to ourselves. There's so much more than this. They have trails and other things, but again, it was raining, and I really just wanted to see their Hobbit village, to see how they had done it, how they had decorated it. You can rent these cabins out and stay there. I think a lot of folks locally do this, but it was just really gorgeous. I loved the plants they had chosen for everything. I thought everything was really well built and very beautiful, very thematic, and it gave me a lot of great ideas for building my own garden at home. I'm trying to do a Hobbit themed sort of garden at my house. Obviously, I can't grow succulents in the ground like this because I live in South Carolina and the climate is way different than it is in the mountains of Cartago. But It was really beautiful just to get ideas and to see kind of how they have built this in the hillside of Costa Rica. Just really gorgeous. And you saw Gandalf there. So they have a few little thematic elements as well to throw in for those of us who are big movie fans and really enjoy the characters from the movies. So you can kind of walk along this trail. Now, we did not go inside any of the Hobbit houses. Like I said, we were really the only people there. But you can see even the roof has, you know, grass growing on it. And I just really loved the way they had designed this whole thing. I thought these succulents were great. I actually took this bit of video for a friend of mine who really loves her succulents. I need to send it over to her. But you could just see how very gorgeous the landscape is here and how they've kind of made everything very rustic. So it feels very authentic, like you really are in the Shire. And there's Gandalf. So I would recommend before you go, just message them on WhatsApp to be sure that they're even open, because their hours are, they have hours, they're open till 4, but I think that's mostly during the summer. So just depending on the weather in Costa Rica, they may or may not be open. But we were able to get out and walk around and just check out the scenery and see everything that had been built there. I just thought it was fabulous. For a huge fan like myself, it was just really so enjoyable, very peaceful, even though it was raining. It wasn't raining too hard, and it was actually it was kind of beautiful just to walk along the little paths there, and you might see someone off in the distance there. Do you see him? One of our favorite friends, Gollum, off there in the distance. And I think that's fun that they've added those thematic elements. But, you know, it's really a nice place to check out if you're a fan. I will say the restaurant I enjoyed a lot more than this, but simply because the restaurant had a lot of theming, and there was like more you could interact with, I would say. Like there's less to interact with here. This is more for looking at, which again, it's gorgeous. If I had rented a place and stayed there, I probably would say I like this better, but I didn't do that. So if I could only do one, I would do the restaurant for sure. But if you have the time and they're open and it's not too late, because let me tell you, our drive back home, we live in the Central Valley in Gracia. This was about an hour and a half, 2-hour drive for us, but getting back home in rush hour traffic took us 4 hours to get home. So Costa Rica traffic is notoriously very bad. So anyway, if you're close by though and you're early enough and you want to check this out, definitely check it out. It's a very cool experience to end my La Comarca day, my day in the Shire, checking out this stuff. So I'll leave links to everything below. Let me know if you plan on visiting or if you have visited, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.